Hey everybody, it's Andy Timmons here. Very honored to be asked by Premier Guitar to do a hooked segment. What hooked me into wanting to play this wonderful instrument and be a musician? And it's a very fond early memory. In fact, I've always referred to it as my earliest musical memory, in that in 1964, the Beatles came to America for the first time. And the single that really put them over was I Want to Hold Your Hand. So this would have been recorded in 63, released in England and other parts of the world in 63, but the American label Capitol finally picked it up in 1964. They came over to Ed Sullivan in February 64, and it changed everything, man. It's that date really spawned so many musicians' careers. It's incalculable, really. But for me, so I was born in 1963, so I was not even a year old when this came out, but I had an older brother. I had three older brothers. My oldest brother was 12 in 1963, and he bought all the Beatle records as they came out, in real time. So it literally is my earliest musical memory, but it wasn't I Want to Hold Your Hand. It was the flip side. I saw her standing there. That my favorite part was when the band, it was just the band playing when the singing stopped. And it turns out that I didn't know what a guitar solo was, but that was the guitar solo. And that sound and that vibe, for whatever reason, just, to use a term, struck a chord, but that's literally what it was. It just clearly was something that resonated with me. And when I go back now and realize, well, no wonder I love so much echo and reverb on my guitar, but that early influence of that really reverberant tone that George Harrison had, and it was his, I'm not sure if he was playing a Gretsch. This is a 62 Gretsch Tennessean that gets a tone pretty close to what he got on that. I'm going to try to play it here in a second, but the original track might have been done with his Rickenbacker Capri. He had a really thin body, solid body Rickenbacker, and that might be the guitar on it. I'm not sure. But when the Beatles did it, so it would have been recorded just, microphone in the room close enough to the guitar amp to pick it up. But then they would have sent it to a reverb chamber. Now, I think Abbey Road, I checked historically, I think Abbey Road had plate reverbs as early as the late 50s. But each Abbey Road studio, 1, 2, and 3, each had their own chamber reverb. And what that means is it's literally just a concrete room with a speaker on one end and a microphone on the other, and they would pump whatever sound they wanted reverb on. They would send that signal into this chamber, this brick room, and the speaker would pump out the sound, and the microphone pick it up with the ambience that was being created in the room. And that's what that tone was. So I'm going to do my best to replicate it here. Again, with the Tennessee, it may not be the original guitar that was used, but it gets a pretty good twangy sound that George had. So this is my humble attempt at the solo of I Saw Her Standing There. I got the mute on. There it is. Heart went boom. There you have it, folks. That's what got me hooked. So obviously a big Beatles fan, but that was really the first guitar solo I remember hearing. So thank you, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, for this lifetime of joy and inspiration that you've given all of us. And I'm fortunate to still be doing it. So thank you, guys.